Hello wine people, welcome to Thirsty and Wise, where we simplify wine. My name is Petar and I'm a wine educator. In today's video I'll explain all the 16 black grape varieties that you need to know for your WSET Level 2 in wines. I received a comment that people around the world are actually having a WSET Level 2 in wines exam very soon. So I wanted to create this quick video where I'm gonna guide you through 16 black grape varieties that you need to know for your WSET Level 2 in wines. I'm not gonna give you all the answers that you need, but I will guide you what is the most important thing for this 16 grape varieties. So let's not wait any longer, let's start the video. Let's go! Okay, wine people, these are the 16 black grape varieties that you will need to know for your WSET Level 2 in wines. Pinot, noir, Zinfandel or primitivo, Merlot and cabernet sauvignon, Syrah or shiraz, Gamay, Grenache or Grenache, tempranillo, carmenere, malbec, pinotage, nebbiolo, barbera, corvina, sangiovese, montepulciano, a lot of Italian grape varieties. For each of these grape varieties, I'm going to point you in the direction what is the most important thing that you should be paying attention when going through this material. I'm not gonna give you specific questions for these wines. I'll give you something better. I'll show you how you should be thinking and things that you should be really paying attention when you're doing your reading. I understand the book sometimes can be boring, but you know, it's a combination. It's not just watching the videos, it's actually doing the reading, the studying, the memorizing, the understanding, and then these videos can help as well. What I will not do for you in this video is I'm not going to go through each appellation for these grape varieties, because I already made a video on that. So if you did not see this video, please do. It's red wine appellations that you need to know for your WSET Level 2 in wines, where I explain all the grape varieties, their regions, appellations, and the specific labeling terms connected with these grapes. I'm not gonna do the reading for you. I'm not gonna put the time and thinking and connecting information. This is something that you need to do for yourself, all right? When you learn, it's like exercising. You want to get in shape. You don't expect somebody to go to the gym instead of you, right? You want to self-develop, don't think somebody is going to put the time, the effort for you. You need to do it. I understand that it's sometimes challenging, but you know, that's what life is. You put in the time, you put in the effort, and then you're going to see results. Don't expect results right away. Be patient, understand, have a very good why you want to learn and develop, all right? I hope for all the good reasons. And then it's like putting a seed in the ground, and you need to have time to see the seed grow in a tree, all right? It takes time, it takes faith, it takes effort. Okay, a little bit motivation to start. Okay, so what I would do if I was you, have a pen and paper, or on a computer or an Excel sheet, create this template. Like here on top you have all the grape varieties that we're going to be talking about. On the left, put style, color, acidity, tannin, specific winemaking, regions, labeling terms on the left, and then have the grapes on the grape varieties on top, and then write down what is specific for each grape variety. All right? If you do this, it's going to be much easier for you to learn and to retain information. Okay? So for Pinot Noir, what you need to know color-wise: pale to medium color, medium to high acidity, low to medium tannin, specific aroma. So you need to understand with any grape, white or black. Now we're talking about specifically black grape varieties. Many of them have very similar aromas. Black grapes are either gonna be dominated by red fruit, and have exclusively red fruit like Pinot Noir, or they're going to have exclusively black fruit like, for example, Cabernet Sauvignon. And sometimes grape varieties have a mix of red and black fruit. All right, don't focus if Pinot Noir has strawberry or cranberry. All right, it's a red fruit. It's red fruit. If it's a Cabernet Sauvignon, don't think if it's a blackberry or blackcurrant. It's black fruit. Okay. But what you need to be focusing on, what's going to be different for each grape varieties, are slight differences. So things are like, is it dry? Is it sweet? What's the acidity? What's the tannin? And then specific grape variety, specific aroma. With Pinot Noir, the specific aroma is aroma of mushroom. So if you get a description of wine that is dry, high acidity, red fruit, medium to low tannin, and aroma of mushroom is, that confirmation that that's a Pinot Noir. Specific winemaking, any grape variety can age in oak. That's something that's specific, very specific with winemaking. And on level 2, you don't really go that deep explaining the whole winemaking process. But what you need to know is when you hear the description of wine aging in oak, you need to recognize. So it can either be sweet spices, clove, pencil shavings, coffee. These are the aromas of oak aging. For Pinot Noir, what you need to know, what's very specific, that it doesn't actually benefit from a long oak aging. It's a delicate grape variety that doesn't benefit from long oak aging. Like I said, I'm not going to go to specific reasons what you need to know. Focus on Burgundy and also the other appellations. Pinot Noir is actually a very important grape variety and has one of the most appellations that you actually need to remember. So write them all down. Labeling terms, what you need to know for Pinot Noir are specifically connected to Burgundy. So read that section of the book. Specific region, styles, and factors. On level 2, you're not tested on the factors that are affecting the style and quality and price. You should be aware of them. But you're not really going to be tested on this. This is something that you will be tested on level 3. Read the book, be aware of these factors, but you're not going to really be tested. Also, the second thing that you're really not going to be tested on is specific differences between, let's say, Burgundy Pinot Noir and Casablanca Valley Pinot Noir. You're not. What you should be aware of it is like major differences. You need to understand that Pinot Noir from a cool to moderate climate will taste less ripe than, let's say, a Pinot Noir from California and from South Africa. Okay, these are the different differences that you should understand why this is, right? Okay. Zinfandel or primitivo is the same grape variety, different name because they're grown in different countries. In United States, it's called Zinfandel. In Puglia, in Italy, it's called primitivo. Something that's specific to the style of Zinfandel. First of all, in United States, for Italy, primitivo, you just need to connect primitivo that's connected with Puglia. Okay, that's it. In United States, you need to understand that in the United States, Zinfandel is made in 2 totally different styles. A red style, a red dry style, and white Zinfandel style. Okay, you need to understand what is white Zinfandel and what's the style. It's a low alcohol, sweet, simple rosé. All right, so you need to know that. Regarding the red wine, Zinfandel, it has black and red fruit. It ripens unevenly, produces a lot of sugar, and produces wines that are very ripe and medium in acidity usually because of the warm climate, and it can age in oak. And then it can, if it ages in a new American oak, it's going to have these sweet spices like vanilla, clove, coconut. Regions, you need to, for Zinfandel, you need to know Puglia for primitivo, and in United States, the appellations that are in black, in bold in the book. Labeling terms, not any specific labeling terms. Old wines that can in United States indicate a higher quality wine, but it's not always the case. And there's no specific style and factor. Merlot and Cabernet Sauvignon, in the book they're separate, but you should actually be reading them side by side. Let's go first with Merlot. Regarding the style, nothing specific with color, can produce deep color wines. What's specific for Pinot Noir, it's acidity and tannin. It's usually medium acidity, medium tannin, that goes actually very well with the Cabernet Sauvignon that is high acidity and high tannin. So these grapes are usually blended, especially in Bordeaux, and their blending in the wine is actually very good for the balance of the wine, because Merlot is more softer. It blends very well with the Cabernet Sauvignon that is more sturdier, stronger, so it mellows the Cabernet down. Specific aroma for Merlot is dominated by red fruit, but also in a more warmer climate can produce wines that are deeper darker in fruit. For Cabernet Sauvignon, deep in color, high acidity, high tannin, specific aroma, it's always black in fruit, so blackberries, black cherries, black currants, and specific aroma of capsicum or grass or mint. This is the pyrazine aroma that is very specific to Cabernet Sauvignon. Specific winemaking, not really. I mean, the wines, both wines can age, can produce simple wines as well. Especially Merlot is considered a wine that can produce simple wines, but either grape can produce simple and complex wines. There's not really. They can age well in oak. They can age well in the bottle. Region-wise, you need to know Bordeaux very well for Cabernet Sauvignon, so focus on Bordeaux, and also understand other appellations. The Merlot and Cabernet are very important grape varieties. Focus remembering other appellations as well. Labeling terms that are very specific for Merlot and Cabernet, you're going to find it in Bordeaux. So focus on the Bordeaux labeling terms on the left side of the bank and the right side of the bank. Okay? Specific regions and styles and factors. Bordeaux is very important. You need to understand, read the Bordeaux section. You're not going to be tested how gravel affects the style of the wine, but you should start being aware of all the factors that are written in the book. And like I said, with Pinot Noir, you're not going to be tested on specific slight differences between a Cabernet Sauvignon from Bordeaux and a Cabernet Sauvignon from, let's say, Maipo region in Chile. All right, but you need to understand that there's going to be a ripeness difference between those two between those two wines because of the difference in climate. Bordeaux has a moderate maritime climate, which is cooler than a more warmer climate in central part of Chile. Syrah or Shiraz, you need to understand that it's the same grape variety but different style. Syrah is connected with Rhone Valley, specifically northern Rhone, and it's used as a blending component in the south. And these wines are more elegant, lighter, fresher, where Shiraz is higher in alcohol, riper, fuller, richer. Okay, and it's usually connected with Australia. Color-wise, you need to understand how Syrah it's on its own, and then also how it is, what it contributes when it's blended to Grenache in the southern Rhone. Okay, color-wise and style-wise, Syrah by itself, deep color, high acidity or medium to high acidity, medium to high tannin. Specific aroma for Syrah, yes, there is black pepper. If you get the description of the wine that says black pepper, it's Syrah, and then connected with the black fruit with a high acidity and high tannin, is definitely Syrah. Regions, specific winemaking, no, not really. I mean, it can again make simple wines, it can make wines that can age in oak and also develop in a bottle. Regions specifically focus on northern Rhone, also in the southern Rhone, and also other regions as well. I mean, everything that is bold in the book, you should remember it. Like I said, I made a video on Excel where with the Excel sheet I explain, I show you all the appellations that you need to know, so see that. Labeling terms, specific labeling terms, yes, connected with France again, with Rhone, and specifically to Southern Rhone, also with, which is actually more with the Grenache, but like I said, with Merlot and Cabernet, read them side by side. Syrah and Grenache, also read them side by side. Specific region, styles, and factors, like I said with previous grape varieties, understand how climate is one of the main factors affecting the ripeness of the grapes, and it affects everything. It affects acidity, it affects the ripeness of the fruit, and these are the major differences that you're going to see between wines made in totally different climate affected regions. Okay. Gamay, very specific grape variety, you're just going to find it for WSET Level 2, you're just going to find it in the region of Beaujolais, in the south of Burgundy. Color wise, produces pale to medium color. It's very similar to Pinot Noir. Pale to medium color, acidity is high, tannin is low to medium. Specific aroma of red cherries, strawberries, red fruit, but it has specific aromas of kirsch, of bubblegum, like this sweet like candy that comes from a carbonic maceration winemaking, which you don't need to know for a level 2. Okay, you're going to learn when you come to level 3, but this is a specific aroma that Gamay can be described as. Specific winemaking, carbonic maceration, but you don't need to know it for level 2. Regions, there's one cru wine that you need to remember for level 2. Okay, remember that one cru wine. Okay. Labeling terms, again, there's specific labeling terms for Beaujolais. Focus on that, and then there's no other regions and factors that you need to know. Grenache and Tempranillo. Grenache is a grape variety that is grown in Spain, and I put it here with Tempranillo because it's a Spanish grape variety, but it's very important. Actually, there's more to read about Grenache in the French section. So read the Grenache together actually with Syrah. But understand that appellations that you need to know are in France and also in Spain. Let's start with Grenache or Garnacha. It's the same grape, different pronunciation. Garnacha is pronounced in Spain, and Grenache is in France. Color-wise, for Grenache, pale to medium color, medium to low acidity, medium to low tannin, specific aromas of red cherries and pepper. Pepper, right? Pepper is also for Syrah, yes, but Syrah is high acidity, high tannin. Grenache is red fruit and lower in acidity and lower in tannin. All right. Specific winemaking, Grenache is also a delicate grape variety. Doesn't age. It doesn't benefit from long oak aging. Remember the appellations in the book. Labeling terms for Grenache, it's more connected with Rhone Valley, and there's no specific style based on different regions. Tempranillo, style-wise, medium to deep color, medium acidity, medium tannin that can go a little bit higher as well than medium. Specific aroma of red fruit, can also have black fruit with more ripeness. Specific winemaking, Tempranillo and aging criteria in Spain are very specific how long the wine ages in oak and bottle. You don't need to know how long, but you need to understand how different category of aging affects the style of wine. So how does Joven wine smells like, and how does the Gran Reserva smells like, okay, complexity wise. Regions, read the regions. Labeling terms are connected to these labeling terms, especially for Tempranillo is connected with Spain for the labeling, what you need to know. Joven, Crianza, Reserva, Gran Reserva. Grenache is connected with Rhone, Côte de Rhone, Côte de Rhone Village, and then Cru appellations. Carmenere, Malbec, Pinotage. With these grape varieties, let's start with Carmenere. Style-wise, Carmenere is deep in color, medium to high acidity, medium to high in tannin, specific aroma. Carmenere is very similar to Cabernet Sauvignon with black fruit and this pyrazine aroma that reminds of bell pepper. Specific winemaking, not really. Can age in oak well, can develop in a bottle. There's specific regions that you need to know for Carmenere. First of all, connected with Chile, all right? You need to know it's a Chilean grape variety, and then the appellations that you need to remember. There's no specific labeling terms that you need to know, and no specific styles and factors that you should, like again, for these factors, be aware, okay? Read the book. Don't think that I encourage you to just pass the exam. It's not about that. I want to help you for you to pass the exam, but the ultimate goal should be for you to learn, get the knowledge, and then use that knowledge practically to use it in a restaurant, to use it in a winery, to sell more wine, to explain people wine so they can understand it. If you're just a wine lover, be a person that is going to change the world of wine. Talk with a wine that is more simple and for other people to understand what you're saying, and let's take out the snobbiness and complexity of the wine, okay? Labeling terms, nothing specific. For Malbec, deep in color, medium to high acidity, medium to high in tannin, specific aroma. It's dominated by black fruit, and there's also this like blue fruit, like blueberry quality that Malbec has. Specific winemaking, can age in oak or not. Regions, you need to connect it with Argentina, with Mendoza. There's no specific labeling term and no specific region and style that you need to know. For Pinotage, you need to connect it with South Africa, Western Cape. Color is deep in color, high in acidity, medium to high in acidity, medium to high in tannin. Specific aroma, it's dominated by red fruit. It has also this like a rubbery quality, which I don't think even is mentioned in WSET Level 2 book, but it's just every time when I taste the Pinotage, it reminds me of rubber. Specific winemaking, no. Specific winemaking, it's a grape variety that, and also connected with the labeling terms, there's a labeling term called Cape Blend. So you need to understand that what Cape Blend means. It means it's Pinotage blended with usually Bordeaux grape varieties. And then Pinotage is connected with South Africa mostly. A lot of Italian grape varieties, 5 of them that you need to remember: Nebbiolo, Barbera for Piemonte, Corvina for Veneto, Sangiovese for Tuscany, and Montepulciano with Abruzzo. So what you need to know about these grape varieties, first of all, connect them with the regions. You need to know that Nebbiolo is grown in Piemonte. You need to know Barbera is grown in Piemonte, and then specific regions. You need to know Corvina, in which region is grown Sangiovese, Montepulciano. This is what you're going to be tested on level 2, for you to understand where these grape varieties come from what region. Let's start with Nebbiolo. Nebbiolo style is pale to medium in color, high in acidity, high in tannin, dominated by red fruit, but has this specific aroma of mushroom and forest floor and tar and leather, which is connected with aging. Specific winemaking, nothing really specific that you need to know for level 2. Know the regions, labeling terms, no, not really. And then there's nothing really specific that you need to know regarding the styles and factors. Barbera, again, connected with Piemonte. There's appellations that you need to know. Color-wise is medium in color, medium in acidity, high in acidity, and medium in tannin. And there's no specific aroma that you need to know. For Barbera is dominated by red fruit. No specific winemaking with Barbera. Know the regions. There's no specific labeling terms or styles and factors that you need to know. Okay, that's it. Actually 25 minutes went through all the red grape varieties. Please let me know if this is helpful. I know it was quite fast for us to go through this, but please let me know if you have any questions and I'll answer you, and I want you to be successful. Okay, bye. Wine people, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I hope this video was fun, interesting, and that it will help you in your final preparation for your WSET Level 2 in Wines exam. Thank you so much for all your comments, feedback, support. It really means a lot. It means everything for this channel. That's why we're here, to help the wine people around the world succeed, and for us all together to change the world of wine to be a more simple and approachable for everybody. Please consider subscribing. Maybe you're going to do your level 3, or you just want to learn more about wine. Consider sharing this video with your friends, your colleagues that are also preparing for their exam. Let us know if you have any questions before that we can help you additionally to prepare better for your exam. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the video. In the meantime, stay thirsty and wise.